YouTube friends. Today is going to be another what I eat in a day video. I'm making my breakfast here, but we need to talk about it. So, I don't know if I am technically lactose intolerant, or I don't know if I technically have an egg sensitivity, but I need to talk about these two things with you guys. So, a couple years ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, I met my husband, and his diet consisted of a lot of cheese, and before I really didn't, and ice cream. He also ate a lot more ice cream than I used to. And so, my lactose intake, dairy intake, like shot way up when we started dating and then got married and stuff like that. And so maybe 1 or 2 years like into the relationship, like I had some bad consequences if I ate dairy. You could use your imagination. But yeah, it was not pleasant, very painful, not fun at all. And then and I got to so I started to take lactate pills, and I got to the point where I'm going to switch around because I have to flip the bacon. Can you hear it sizzling? It's a beautiful sound if you can hear it. So anyway, so I got to the point where lactate pills were not working for me. So I just essentially, for a very long time, just had 0 dairy. Didn't have any dairy, gave it up completely because I had to, because it was not agreeing with me in the slightest. But every once in a while, so I gave it up for a long period of time, and every once in a while I could have it, and I don't even need to take the lactate pill. Like, if I have it in moderation, dairy, no problem for me. Yogurt, I have to be really careful because like yogurt could still get me, but dairy's no problem. So, something similar happened when I started Weight Watchers. I was never an egg person. I'm honestly not really a breakfast person. But I really wouldn't eat eggs very often. If I had breakfast, I would typically have sourdough toast. But when I started doing Weight Watchers, I started eating eggs for breakfast every single morning because they were free. And then I had similar reactions to eggs that I did to dairy, where just my body did not like it. So, anyway, so I've not had any eggs. I probably went like 4 months with 0 eggs, not even like I wouldn't even cook with eggs or bake with eggs or anything like that. But the past couple weeks, I've made those oatmeal bakes. You've probably seen them in different videos, and those call for eggs. So, and I've had 0 problems with the eggs. And so I am curious if I could have eggs every once in a while, because Eric and I are going to go soon. We're going to go up and visit family in Washington, and for like drive-through purposes, or just in general, just to have more flexibility if we go out for breakfast or whatever. It's just nice to have the option of eggs. So for breakfast, I am making center cut bacon, and I'm going to try 1 scrambled egg. See how I do. I bet you're really interested in that, right? Great way to start off a video, Amy. So fascinating. Alright, I'm going to focus on my breakfast, and I'll show you what I made. Sorry if that was boring, or TMI. Alright, here it is. The grand experiment. I have 1 point of center cut bacon, 1 egg, some Frank's Buffalo hot sauce with 0 points. So this is 1 point breakfast. Wish me luck, people. Wish my stomach luck. Well, the state of my hair and face should tell you what kind of morning. Not a good one. Not a good one. Yeah. Eggs. I cannot eat eggs. This was a bad experiment. I do not feel good at all. but Eric has been taking care of me.
Right. I tried.
It's rough though.
She gets to sleep all day today if she needs to.
I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna, it really zapped my energy. Basically, it's like, I feel like nausea and my eggs are kicking me and it's like super painful. Anyways, focus. No one's here to listen to me complain. I have zero energy, so I'm hoping that by eating food I like, it will give me energy. So I warmed up this gnocchi soup I made yesterday. This is 7 points worth of it, but if you just have a cup, it is 5. And yes, hopefully this will help me get energy. Good news! I feel more like a human. There's a gigantic thing. I have no idea what's next to me. Please ignore that. So I have been, so the egg experiment was a complete fail. I felt terrible and I'm never going to eat eggs if I could help it again. I will still do like eggs if it's like in these oatmeal bakes or whatever, but plain eggs, no, not worth it. I don't even like the taste of them very much. I am kind of sad that Eggs Benedict aren't really going to be a thing for me anymore, because I was hoping to do it for Christmas, but that's not going to happen. So thanks for sticking with me. I ended up, well, yes, you hear that beautiful sound? This is needed today. Oh, the first sip is always the best. The last sip is always so sad. Anyways, so actually, I ended up, well, first of all, lunch. Lunch was great. I gave myself like 7 points worth, but I only ate the portion of 5 points, which was basically a cup. So I only ate that, so I'm just marking it as 5. That did honestly help, which I was surprised of, with settling my stomach. But this morning before lunch, like, I was off and on sleeping, just trying, like, sleeping and then, I don't know, you don't need to know. But I was off and on sleeping, trying to like make my stomach feel better. And then after lunch, we had lunch. Eric's here. What time did we have lunch, Eric? Probably like 11:30. 11:30. We had lunch at like 11:30. And it is now 3 o'clock and I just woke up and I slept the entire time. And I've basically been mostly asleep for the time you have not seen me today. Oh, we did go running though. So, which this is very weird. This is very weird for me, but this is kind of what I'm thinking is happened. Number one, of course, the egg thing. That's why my stomach was hurting so bad. But it's kind of weird that I've been sleeping on and off all day. But today is actually the first day in I don't know how long when that I don't feel a ton of pressure for me for work. I feel pretty caught up and I feel really good. There are still definitely things we need to do. Like honestly, today we were supposed to go to Disneyland this afternoon, but I've slept and there's no way I have the energy to do that. But what happened, but I think I just like, I have so much stress and I just have so much like that I hold inside in my body that whenever like there's a little bit of a mental break, that I have like a mental break, I think my body shuts down. And actually it's done this most of my, like for as long as I can remember. Almost always first week of summer as a kid, I would get sick. Like usually it happens I would get sick like the day after or 2 days after is my last finals in like high school or college, I would get sick. I would be down. So I'm hoping that this is the version of I'm not sick, but my body is shutting down. I'm hoping that the sickness is at bay, the true sickness. Once again, the eggs, that was just me being hopeful and a little bit dumb. So I woke up and I was hungry, which is very weird because it's 3 o'clock. So I might be having multiple snacks today. Who knows? But let me show you what I am having for a snack. I am having my oatmeal cranberry bake. This is 3 points. So let me update you on the points. I had 1 point for breakfast, 5 points for lunch, and then this is 3 points for a snack. I might be having more down the line for a snack because I'm hungry, but this is that. I straightened my hair and I think I like it. It's been a long time since I straightened my hair, but I like it. It's less poofy, which is great. And I'm feeling so much better. So much better. So that's a great start. Here.
Hello.
Eric is helping me with dinner. He is cutting up my butternut squash for the recipe.
Yeah, we were supposed to use a peeler, but our potato peeler is not the best. I think we bought it for like $1.
Yeah, that sounds like us.
And it only works on potatoes, and it's also like, it's weird. So I'm just using a knife to sort of try to trim the edges.
We've never used butternut squash like whole before. Actually, no, I think I've cooked with butternut squash before, but I don't really remember. But we've never bought a whole one because we've always been able to find them actually at Trader Joe's. We probably should have gone, but that's fine. Where they come like cubed and already nice and stuff. But Eric's using his skills.
I worked in the food industry once.
Yes, actually twice, right? At church camp, kind of.
Yeah, it's not really the food service industry. That was just like a camp that we did, and I was in the kitchen. But
Yeah.
I worked for a pizza place for a while.
That's true. Eric's had a lot of interesting jobs. Maybe one day we'll share it. Let me show you what we're making though. Okay, so the recipe that I'm trying is chicken and squash wild rice casserole. Because I really don't know if you could see this very well, but it calls for cranberries. So let me see if I could focus on this. Nope. It calls for cranberries, and the other thing that I wanted had cranberries, so I specifically used 2 recipes with cranberries to hopefully not be wasteful about it, because I really don't use cranberries that much. So yeah, so Eric is cutting up the butternut squash for me, and then over here I am starting to make the rice. This is just the rice that I'm doing. Yeah. So butternut squash has like some pumpkin-y things, and Eric thinks this is gross, which I will say, yeah, kind of gross. But
Yep, could probably just put it on the towel.
okay, yeah. So I'm going to get all the brains out of it, basically.
It's like a pumpkin.
Yeah, makes sense. I think they're the same family.
Gourds.
Yeah. Well, it smells like, this smells nice though.
It smells like a pumpkin. Just kidding.
Update time. I am in the process of chopping some vegetables. Eric chopped those. I chopped these. These are from the freezer, so I'm going to try and defrost a little bit of them. I'm also chopping up some cranberries right now, but I took a break. I am going to try, alongside of this casserole, to also have some roasted broccoli. So we shall see, because I don't really like broccoli very much. And over here, I am cooking, this is 1.5 pounds of chicken that I actually did a terrible job at uniformly cut, but this is just in olive oil spray, and then salt and pepper. That's where we are. I took the chicken out of this pan because it was all done cooking, and then I added, I think it was 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then the vegetables. So this is 1 large onion, then the butternut squash, and then some celery. So you're just supposed to cook it uncovered. until the onions get soft basically. Then you're supposed to cover it and then let it cook for like 7 minutes around that time so the squash can cook and get all soft. I cut up some broccoli, and I hope this is how you're supposed to cut it up. I really don't eat broccoli, but I want to try. So I cut up some broccoli, and I just have a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and I'm going to throw it into the oven to try to roast it. This is my experiment. Okay, so the butternut squash and the vegetables are looking great. So all you have to do now is add, I think it's half a teaspoon of this marjoram leaf? I don't know. And then 1 teaspoon of this thyme, and then a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. And then this is what it looks like. So I'm going to stir it around. And then you're going to put all the elements together, right? So I'm going to mix this, and I have my rice over here. I'm going to mix that up and stick it in here. And then we have 2 ounces of Parmesan cheese. This is supposed to be the like fancy Parmesan cheese, like the nice one, but I just have Kraft, so I'm just going to use that. So half of this, along with the rice and the vegetables, the chicken, and then some cranberries I cut up. And I think that's it. So I'm going to mix that all together. Oh, and then you throw it in this pan. I greased it. Actually, I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I did. Okay. This is what it looks like. So I have the oven at 350 degrees. So I am going to pop this in, and I'm supposed to cook this for 25 minutes. Hey, so I just wanted to let you know that I'm not basing my like roasted broccoli, what I'm doing, off of like my brain. I am basing it off of a recipe. It got 1,500 stars or ratings or whatever like that, and I think it's like 4.5 stars. I'll have Eric link it for you down below, but I'm basing it off of, because I'm doing like much smaller portion. And I'm changing things up a little bit for this one. So the recipe calls for basically roasting the broccoli and then making almost like a little marinade or something. You toss in it, and then you put some Parmesan cheese on top of it. So I'm going to put you down and show you the marinade-ish thing that I am making. Okay. I am going to start it off with a little bit of olive oil. I am going to have half a tablespoon. I do not know if this is the appropriate amount or anything like this. I'm winging it here, people. And so half of olive oil. And then lemon juice. I wish I had fresh squeezed, but I don't. So I am just going to squirt some. That probably is good. And then salt. I'm just going to, this salt does not come out very well. So salt and pepper. Once again, I'm just sprinkling, no measurements. I'm not a big measurement type of person. I'm going to have garlic powder. They didn't call for any garlic in any of the recipes that I'm using today, and I'm like, what? I love garlic, so I'm going to be kind of liberal with the garlic powder. And then you're supposed to have fresh shallots, but I don't have that, so I'm just going to use some dried minced onion. Whoa, that came out fast. That's okay. So I am just going to mix this up, and then once the, not Brussels sprouts, once the broccoli is done, I am just going to toss it and then top it with some Parmesan cheese, and hopefully I like broccoli. I mean, miracles can happen. This is what the casserole looks like all done. I think it looks kind of pretty with the red mixed in of the cranberry. Okay, this is what it looks like all plated up. So the casserole, this is 1 1/3 cup. And the points wise, if you're on green, it is 8 smart points. For blue, like me, 6 smart points. Or purple, 3 smart points. Dang, purple, that's good. And then here's my broccoli. I'm going to count this as 3 for the cheese and the olive oil. So 6, 7, 8, 9. That's my dinner. Guys, the broccoli, pretty good. I think I used too much olive oil though, honestly, for the amount of broccoli I had. So I'll try to tweak different things, but I liked it. I think roasting vegetables, that's just how I have to plan on eating vegetables, because I really don't like vegetables raw or anything. And roasting just gives it the texture I could eat. Oh my gosh. Do you see my alfalfa little look here? Anyway, so yeah, the broccoli was good. Yay, yay. Maybe people just don't like vegetables because they're not cooked in a way that they like them. You know, like maybe you just have to keep experimenting to find the way. Also, the casserole was really good. It had a unique flavor that I like because of the like tartness of the cranberries and stuff. Everything worked together really well. And Emily Bites, the lady who wrote this, also said that this, like, instead of the chicken, you could use like turkey breast or leftover turkey breast. So it's really good way to have like leftover Thanksgiving or Christmas or whenever you have turkey, to use some of that leftovers in a unique way, which is awesome. I do have 5 points left over for today, but I don't think I'm going to be using it because honestly I haven't I've been sleeping most of today, so I don't really need that extra fuel or extra energy. So I think I'm going to just call it a night for eating. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.